Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And the frustrations and envy within the Call of Duty scene may be reaching all-time highs as Halo Infinite has pretty much had a pitch-perfect launch for competitive play. And the Call of Duty pros very frustrated at what the CDL needs to change to get to that point. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. It's the best thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. And please consider subscribing as well if you have not yet already. Firstly, this from Formal. The new Halo has been such a refreshing change of pace. I appreciate you all hanging out in the stream, etc, etc. Formal, of course, I'm a long-time Call of Duty pro. Before that, was in Halo, had great success over there. This new Halo, I completely agree. It's way better than the current Call of Duty, especially if you're looking for a competitive game. It's also free. I don't plan to touch Vanguard again until ranked play comes out. Who knows when that'll be? Even when it does come out, Halo's probably still better anyway, frankly, because it seems more fun right now and has all the advantages. Of course, look, they've had many a year to prepare this game. Vanguards and the other Call of Duty titles are a yearly release. It makes sense why the new Halo is better, especially for competitive. It's kind of designed in that way, but it's also therefore understandable that a lot of the pros right now are looking at Call of Duty and thinking, okay, hang on a second here, we are falling so far behind the pace. Maybe it's a good thing in the long run to kind of get Activision and the CDL to buck their ideas up, but you can argue, well, that might not be the case. And of course, well, the trajectory of Halo, as Ben C might talk about, is a little bit questionable in the sense that, yes, there's a new COD every year, therefore, there's always going to be interest in it every single year, whereas this Halo is meant to be out for the next 10 years or something, and we know what happened to kind of Halo 5 and the competitive scene died off. So I'm not sure that Halo is going to last the test of time again, but right now it certainly has all the momentum. This I thought was cool to see as well, right? Puckett's top 5 back in business. This graphic really throws back to way back in the MLG top 5 plays days, which was cool to see. But as Sully says in reply, hey Chris, will we see you host COD again at some point in the future? I got stuff coming up soon. Whether that's CDL related, whether Puckett's going to be back in business for whatever the launch event is going to be, we don't even know right now at the CDL, whereas Halo have announced their entire competitive calendar for the entire year. We'll have a look at it in a second, but maybe this is like some Warzone stuff, who knows, right? Because maybe that's what Activision are thinking, that, well, competitive Warzone might hold the future of competitive play within Call of Duty. Hopefully, that is not the case, though. But as Clayster saying, and some other pros did a couple of days ago, a lot of the European amateur guys, they've gone over to compete in Halo already. A lot of the North American pros were playing in the Halo qualifier for, well, just a couple of days ago, and, well, he lost right here to United and FaZe in this tourney they played in, and, well, as Michael says in reply, is there any game you're not good at? Honestly, why I'm looking forward to my post-competitive career. We saw a couple of days ago, Clayster replied to Dave saying, I'm jealous of you going over to compete in Halo and actually playing a game you enjoy playing, and Clayster right here saying, I'm actually kind of looking forward to retiring in a way, which isn't necessarily a great sign. That Clayster's playing this game right now, probably not really enjoying the thing, and thinking, okay, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to my retirement when I can actually play these other games and show that I'm good at other stuff, right? Which isn't necessarily the greatest sign as a Call of Duty fan. That maybe Clayster, of course, retirement's going to be on his mind, but hopefully he sticks around for as long as he can, as long as the competitive drive is there, and he can still compete on a high level. But who knows whether that's even in Call of Duty for the long haul. This is the Halo Championship Series open tournament they did online then last night. So look, I don't plan to cover and make another Halo channel, at least right now. I started up a Valorant channel recently. If you guys want to find it, it's called Valorant News _TacticalRab or something. You guys should be able to find it relatively easily. That's had some good progress the last couple of weeks or so. And of course, I do 2 videos on this channel a day anyway. So I'm not planning to go into the Halo side yet. I will cover on this channel what you guys are interested in. Wherever competitive Call of Duty fans go, that's what I'll be covering here. So I'll weave in Halo where it's relevant. Halo, of course, has had a fantastic start. Whether it can maintain that momentum over, the few years to come, that remains to be seen, right? But I'll talk about it where it's relevant, and if it really does pop off, then I'll certainly think about going into and covering the news in that side as well. But I'll definitely be mentioning it here and there, because the scenes are definitely quite well intertwined, and we have a lot of Call of Duty pros watching this stuff and talking about it on the timeline, so I'm sure it's not something which is going away. So you might get a little bit of your Halo news fix over here as well, at least where it is relevant to competitive Call of Duty in some way or another. We'll see how things go at least. But yeah, OpTic win the tourney last night, which is definitely a real throwback, frankly. Since OpTic have done this merger, seems like everything is in the right direction for them. The OpTic, well, Halo team, I guess Envy, it was formerly Envy, have come in here now, and well, they actually win this entire thing. So it definitely throws back a few years to when OpTic were kind of dominating Call of Duty and Halo, and Gears of War and stuff like this all at the same time. And they played Cloud9 or whatever in the finals right here. They win a crazy slayer 50-49 here to take it to a second best of 5, and then they win that one as well in just a crazy series, to be honest. Now, the thing about this was going on super, I mean, you can see 5 a.m. for me, this was tweeted out. So none of the European guys were watching this. I'm pretty sure this peaked at about 60,000 viewers or something on Twitch, which, to be fair, for an opening tournament is pretty impressive indeed. Now, of course, just a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, we had Scump streaming a Vanguard tourney on his own stream with 50,000 viewers. So the potential of Call of Duty is definitely still higher, but Halo's not going away, right? And and it's definitely here to play, especially with all the traction it's gaining on the timeline as of late. So OpTic win this tourney, and as Crone says right here, 60k is a huge W for Halo, especially where they've been the last couple of years with not really a competitive game to play, and not really a world championship for a very long time at this point. And well, a lot of the pro players, of course, understandably, are looking at this and saying, okay, hang on a second, this viewership's pretty damn good. Like, people are interested in a competitive game that actually is good for competitive, right? And people are interested to watch it, and it comes out, and immediately they're hitting the ground running with their competitive tournaments. And well, as Scump says right here, man, I love watching some competitive Halo. It's been a long time. It's great to play. It's great to watch as well. And it's just, well, hopefully we'll send some shockwaves through Activision and the CDL to say, okay, we need to buck our ideas up here. Or, well, Halo is certainly going to take some people away, which just seems like it may already be doing it to some degree. This is what Octane says. My timeline has been exclusively Halo. Can definitely back this one up since Infinite dropped. COD need to kick up the backside because we're down at 5-0 and in a 1 versus 4. This, yeah, it definitely feels like, you're down 5-0, you're back against the wall. Like, it's going to be tough to bounce back from this one. Of course, it can be done. I'm not sure there's ever been a 5-0 comeback where someone clutched a 1 versus 4 into the 5-0. I'm sure there has been like a kind of like online tournaments and stuff like this, but never in like a competitive play match. Of course, there's been a few like full sale 0-5 to 6-5, but I'm never sure there's one been quite like this. So maybe Call of Duty can put it off, but it's not going to be so easy. As Crone says, 1v4, when do we even spawn in, right? We are stuck in scatter a bear, it seems, right now with the Call of Duty franchise. COD is down, Black Ops 3 jumps forward, 1v1 against Assault as an OpTic fan. That's not right, as Octane says. Tough time that one for OpTic fans for sure. And this is a PC says, will they ever listen? Tyler, I tweet to make myself feel better, but we all know the answer, right? They're not going to listen, things aren't going to change. And Parasite has a few thoughts on this in a couple of minutes time here on exactly like what the issue is within the Call of Duty franchise, what they're thinking about in terms of Activision, and why things aren't really changing, right? Because aBeZy doesn't reckon things are ever going to change, and Octane doesn't reckon it as well, which is kind of expected, I suppose. But at the same time, with all the traction Halo's getting, like, you've got to think that someone over there at the Call of Duty League is thinking, okay, how can we actually make this thing a little bit better? Because as Priestahh says, Halo doing it right for sure. I do wonder, of course it's the off season right now, but I do wonder if the CDL's looking at some of these tweets and thinking, okay, can we dish out some fines to these guys for kind of talking trash on the league, which maybe just sums the entire thing up, quite honestly. But that's the thing, even the flank saying, hey, Halo Championship Series, like, do we do something here for a flank episode, right, involving Halo, and of course aBeZy, formerly of MLG, now of the Esports engine that are running all the Halo stuff. They of course had a long tenure in the Call of Duty franchise before the CDL decided we want to do our own production and we want to, decide our own stuff going forwards. Of course, HCS, some very good reasons, said, okay, Esports engine, let's just run our entire show and run our brackets and all this type of stuff, and they've done a killer job, which not exactly a surprise at all in the scene, and just another reason really why Call of Duty seems to be falling behind right now. Even as Courage says, Halo is back, he's ready to cast, get me in the booth one more time, so he wants to go to the Raleigh event and actually cast it, right? They've launched with everything ready to support their competitive scene. Now they're seeing record level numbers for their first online tournament. Who is surprised? Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite incredible, frankly. And this HCS say right here, this is their entire tournament format for the entire season. They've got everything planned out. It might not be perfect, but it's there. We know what's going on. Like, it's just incredible how Call of Duty seems to fall behind every single year. And Halo really is putting on a display of how to deal with a competitive game, especially on controller, of course, where the two scenes are relatively closely intertwined. As aBeZy even says right here, just think, this event is for HCS points and a small amount of money, also online. Wait until they're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, in front of thousands. Like, of course, OpTic in the finals always helps this type of viewership and stuff, but like, Halo's going to be massive as a result of this, you would well imagine, especially in the first couple of years of the title. We'll have to see how things go. This is what Parasite says then, kind of just to describe it from his perspective. Watching competitive Call of Duty die is like watching half of my life literally vanish into thin air. No 12th league spots. Competitive COD being backburnt every single year. Warzone ruining COD by design by introducing new mechanics into the game. The state of Activision and Blizzard, of course, franchising, the list goes on and on. Of course, the state of this game as well, like the spawns and all the issues with this title. That's the thing, right? Parasite isn't having a particularly nice outlook on things, but you can totally understand his perspective on this, right? The fact that, like, yes, is competitive Call of Duty going down the pan? I feel like every so often in COD, people say this type of stuff, and of course, like, right now we're in the middle of the off-season. Halo's obviously killed it with their launch, but they've had loads of time to prepare. Like, relatively soon, the CDL is going to start announcing things for the upcoming season. Hopefully some upgrades over last year. We're going to have more LAN events this year. Like, the competition in this year's CDL is going to be nothing that we've ever seen before. The rivalries and the storylines are fantastic. I still think there's a bright future for Call of Duty, and it does have huge potential if Activision actually do things right. And maybe, I'm looking on the optimistic side, this Halo, the fact that Halo Infinite is killing it, is going to tell the CDL guys, okay, this is actually what people want. Let's try and deliver that as best we possibly can with the abilities that we have. But of course, like, right now we're in a pretty low point. It's kind of a surprise to see that, frankly, given the fact that the game has just first launch. Usually the honeymoon period is a little bit longer than this, as Parasite continues with 13 years of highs and lows, watching competitive COD self-sabotage itself for greed. Warzone was amazing for COD, but the effects it had on multiplayer are literally killing it from a competitive standpoint. So many tweets, Reddit threads trying to make things better, and for what, nobody is listening. And well, this is kind of what Parasite says I thought was kind of interesting a few days ago now. There is no market for casual shooters that will last. Casual shooters got overtaken by battle royales. I think honestly this might be a fair take. The only two FPS markets that exist with player retention are competitive FPS and battle royale. COD is trying to be a BR competitive FPS and casual FPS, spreading itself thin. I honestly agree with this take, and I think the play that you've got to do now is what Activision have to understand is, okay, let's leave Warzone and the battle royale to be the casual shooter, and let's make Call of Duty competitive, and let's make the regular Call of Duty title that comes out every year an actual competitive focused game like Halo is. That's going to be the future. I think maybe they'll realize that eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later, at least from our perspective. And as Jacob says as well, they could at least fake caring about the competitive scene of the past, but with Warzone out and everything being clearly catered towards it, they can't even pretend to care anymore. Makes me sad to think about the potential that it once had competitive Call of Duty. It's definitely not the most uplifting and positive of videos, but I certainly hope that things will improve over time. And well, look, I can understand the frustrations from the pros. I just think we're kind of in that lull point at the end of November where the game is quite a long way away, at least from, well, the tournaments are going to be beginning. And then when things kick off, things are going to get back into business a little bit more. But certainly some massive lessons to be learned, I'm sure, at the present time. Very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. I looks like you should enjoy it as well. And I'll grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.